Is on to administer thousands of Johnson & Johnson vaccine doses before they expire at the end of the month. And here to answer your questions is Dr. Daniel Korytskis, Chief of Infectious Diseases at Brigham and Women's Hospital. Good to see you.
Good afternoon, Emily. Good to see you.
So the FDA says the J&J shots can be stored for 3 months at refrigerator temperatures. What's the risk if they're stored longer than that?
Well, it isn't so much a matter of risk. It's really a regulatory issue. Manufacturers are required to provide evidence to the FDA about the stability of their products, whether they're vaccines or drugs. And then the FDA will establish the rules for how long those products can be kept. And if the company says the products are good for 3 months, then after 3 months they expire and have to be destroyed and can't be administered. If they can prove that the product is good for 5 months or 6 months, they can extend the shelf life once they have the evidence.
Why is there a surplus of J&J shots? Do you think people are still anxious about the risk of those extremely rare blood clots?
I think most of the surplus is because of the scheduling foul-up that occurred when all these doses got ordered. Then there was a pause in the administration of the J&J vaccine for several weeks, and so there were all these doses on hand that couldn't be used. While that was happening, many people went ahead and got the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines anyway, or in the meantime, and then there are fewer and fewer people left, at least here in the Commonwealth, to be vaccinated, and so that's causing the surplus. It's possible there's some contribution about concerns over those rare clotting events, but I don't think that's the main factor.
That makes sense. All right, let's answer some emails from viewers. This is from Nicole. She writes, whenever there are reports on how vaccines handle the new variants, J&J is rarely mentioned, and I'm feeling somewhat concerned that I might not be as protected as I could be. Would it make sense to get one of the 2-shot vaccines to increase my protection?
Well, don't be concerned. You certainly don't need to go out and get another vaccine. In fact, we have more data about the effectiveness of J&J vaccine against the variants because there were substantial numbers of people enrolled into the J&J vaccine studies from South Africa and from Brazil at a time when these newer variants were already circulating there. And so we know much more precisely how protective the J&J vaccine is against the variants than we do for the Moderna and Pfizer vaccine. And the data showed that it was essentially as good against those variants as against the common US variants.
Yeah, it should be reassuring. Here is another question for you, finally, about breakthrough infections. Roger wants to know, how many people are getting the virus again that have had the J&J shot?
Well, that's a really good question. The most recent data we have on breakthroughs from the CDC came out in May, which is only a short time after a large number of J&J vaccines had been given. And so we don't really have good data yet. You know, they reported just a couple of thousand breakthroughs in the millions of people who had been vaccinated, essentially, you know, showing 99% protection and nobody getting dying of COVID who had a breakthrough infection. So we'll have to stay tuned for more precise data about the J&J vaccine itself, but I would expect those data are going to look very much like what we're seeing for the other two vaccinations, other two vaccines.
Yeah. All right, Dr. Korytskis, thank you for your time and your insight every week. We truly appreciate it.
You're very welcome.